Internal pressure doesn't only make life feel busy, it actually changes the way that we live inside of our lives. Because, when everything around us is organized around what needs to be handled and improved and anticipated, managed, kept up with, we may still be functioning well, but we're not fully present here in our lives. Um, that's the part that I think many of us miss, is that this internal pressure doesn't just wear us out, it really takes from us. You know, we often talk about the pressure in terms of stress and burnout and productivity, and that those things, of course, really do matter. But besides the stress, there's another cost that's even more difficult to measure. It's the loss of presence, the loss of ease, joy, even the loss of the ability to really inhabit our life while we're living it. And this is part of what makes this so painful. It's not only that we're tired, but it's also that so much of our life is just passing through our hands. You know, as I think about some of how that shows up for me, there's so many places that this shows up. Because, by the way, this is an ongoing practice. Once you see it, that doesn't just fix it. Now I see it, and I get to keep working with it and navigating it. It's an ongoing practice around it. So, as an example, we have a family dinner at my house every other Sunday evening, which I love. And it's a great opportunity for us to get together, connect as a family, and just experience each other. And the busyness of life right now, that just feels particularly valuable. So we do it. It's at my house. So there's organization for meal prep and for making sure everybody knows the time and if they're bringing what to bring, and then the cleanup afterwards. So not only the preparation beforehand, but then also, of course, the cleanup afterwards. I don't have to tell you all of that. There's just a lot that is required about that. And I can get so focused on the preparation and the being mindful, and also the peacekeeping in case any of that might be necessary in the process, like all of that. And that, so much of that can be such a heavy part of the process that I forget to be there in it and just enjoy it and be present in the joy of the connection. And I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in that. Perhaps you can think of examples that you have experienced that. So that pressure, that internal, and it comes from outside of us as well, if there's some societal expectation that has conditioned us to this, that pressure narrows us. And when this internal pressure is running the show, life really starts becoming much more about efficiency and function and scanning and managing and remembering and adjusting, um, fixing. It has us so busy preparing for the next thing that we're just not really there. Um, in that mode, there just really isn't much room left. So, because that pressure narrows our field of experience in that becoming efficient, responsible, and dependable. Well, it also might be defendable, but that's a whole other story for another day. And dependable, that it's often that we are really less available for delight and joy and curiosity and pleasure. We're less available to be present. It really steals the enjoyment in subtle kind of sneaky ways. It's not dramatic, and it really shows up as never fully relaxing during the thing that you planned, whether that be a thing you planned for yourself or a thing you planned for everyone else. It's always thinking ahead while something good is happening right now. It's feeling unable to really receive rest without justifying it. It's also turning every pocket of time into something useful, something productive. I know when we're having a beautiful life moment, we can still be feeling like our nervous system won't allow us to actually be there for it. And that's the real loss. And this part of it really matters because, see, over time, we can start wondering why life feels so flat or inaccessible when really, technically, so much is really good. This pressure, this internal pressure that we have, really trains us to value ourselves only based on our function. So one reason that this internal pressure steals so much is because so many of us were trained that we only feel valuable when we're useful. So pressure doesn't just feel unpleasant. That pressure is morally important, like our literal value is based in it. It's the only measure that we care. It's the only measure that we are responsible and not lazy. And I have a whole conversation around lazy. I really do think it's a made up term. I think lazy is just a difference of priorities. So anyway, but we've been programmed. Lazy is bad. Lazy is morally wrong. I just don't know that lazy is really a thing. Anyway, we can get hung up in this thought process that our worthiness is based in our productivity. And when pressure becomes tied to identity and who we are, then easing up on it or backing off of it really doesn't feel safe, which means even the things that are meant to nourish us and feel really great starts getting filtered through this performance lens. Can't even be filtered through this perfectionist lens. It's got to be a certain way. So internal pressure doesn't just wear us out. It can steal our presence and enjoyment and our ability to actually feel our own life while we're living it. When we begin seeing that clearly, it's easier to understand why relief and rest are not laziness. Instead, they're a part of coming back to ourselves. Again, that laziness conversation, time and conversation for a different place, but it's important to recognize all of this. So if this resonates for you, my invitation is for you to consider is this supposed to feel like this check-in? It's just an offering for you to take a look at where your energy is going and maybe look at some steps in a different direction. It's either in the comments or in my bio. Enjoy it.